Newroz or Nawroz is a festival celebrated by millions of people worldwide, and is often called the Kurdish or Persian New Year. The festival is a vibrant celebration of spring, a symbol of renewal, and a powerful reminder of hope. Join me on a journey through time as we uncover the deep root of Nawroz or Newroz.
If you've ever wondered about Nawroz's origin, you may have heard it began 2,500 years ago with Zoroastrianism in ancient Persia, today's Iran. Sources like the BBC and Britannica describe it as an Iranian or Persian festival, celebrating rebirth and the victory of good over evil. They also suggest it might predate Zoroastrianism. But could there be more to the story? Perhaps Nowruz has roots stretching much further into history.
As we've seen, many scholars trace Nowroz to a Persian, Iranian, and Zoroastrian origin. But beyond these suggested origin, the date, March 21st, the spring equinox, holds a meaning far beyond one culture. It's a time when day and night balance, and nature comes alive, a moment that mattered to ancient peoples everywhere. Could this hint at Nowruz having older, more widespread origins?
For ancient societies, March 21st was more than just a date. It was a turning point. The spring equinox marked the end of cold winters and the return of worms, food, and the new life, bringing hope to farming communities. Let's journey back 5,000 years to Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, the cradle of civilization, where the Sumerians thrived. Known for their amazing invention like writing, irrigation, and early government, the Sumerians depended on the land. For them, March was a sacred time, marking the return of Dumuzi, their god of shepherds and plant, and the start of their new year with a festival called Zagmuk, meaning beginning of the year, a celebration of life's renewal.
Just like Nowruz today, the Sumerians marked their new year in March, tied to equinox and nature's renewal. But could there be a direct connection between their ancient Zagmuk festival and the Nowruz we celebrate now? Let's explore the evidence together.
Let's start with the names. Nowruz is older Kurdish form Nowroz, means new day, with No means new and Rosh meaning day. The Kurdish spelling Nowroz appeared in the book Safine Tabriz from 700 years ago. The Sumerians called their festival Zagmuk, meaning the beginning of the year, which later became Akito in Babylon. These names share a similar spirit. Among Kurds, Nowruz is also called Jazhni Sarsal, or Festival of the Beginning of the Year. This name echoes ancient words, Jazhn, festival, linked to the Sumerian Ezan. Sar, beginning head, ties to Suhur, and Sal, year, resembles the Hurrian Sawala. Thus, today's Kurdish Jazhn Sarsal, in its older form, Ezan Sarsawala, was likely understood by the people of ancient Mesopotamia. The linguistic similarities between Kurdish, Sumerian, and Hurrian suggest that Nowruz has deep Mesopotamian roots. Just as Zagmuk evolved into Akito in Babylon, the Kurdish Jazhni Sarsal, which means festival of the beginning of the year, likely preserved an ancient form of the festival's name. The presence of these words, across different languages indicate that Nowroz is not merely Persian, but an older Mesopotamian tradition passed down through Kurdish people over millennia.
We've seen how the Sumerians celebrated their new year 5,000 years ago, and how Nowroz's name might carry ancient echoes. But names are just the beginnings. Let's explore the rituals and stories that tie these celebrations together.
During the Sumerian Zagmuk, a grand procession honored the king's role for the new year, a ritual of renewal. A similar tradition called Mir Nowrozi, or Prince of Nowroz, thrived among the Kurd until recent times. This tradition was documented in multiple cities across Kurdistan, highlighting its widespread cultural significance. Crowds watched a symbolic king with courtiers and guard rode an ox to a camp. People dressed in sheep and goat skin played animal roles, 10 rows, and the king held court for 3 days, even collecting playful taxes. This Kurdish custom mirrors the Sumerian focus on kingship. Fire is another powerful link. In Sumerian times, the king lit a fire during Zagmuk to purify and renew. Today, Kurds keep this alive in Nowroz, lighting fires, dancing around them, and leaping off the flames to cleanse and refresh their spirits. The stories too share deep connections. In Sumerian tales, the god Ninurta, guardian of the fields, defeat the dragon-like demon Asak. In the Kurdish Nowroz, the hero Kawa the blacksmith overcomes the tyrant Zuhak, a dragon-like figure with a snake on his shoulders, who terrorized the people until Kawa's victory, marked by a triumph fire. Both tales feature a hero conquering evil, celebrating with flames.
The rituals of Nowroz, fire, kingship ceremonies, and heroic myth echo the Sumerian Zagmuk. Even the Kurdish story of origin, tied to Kawa's liberation from Zuhak, reinforces this link. Could the Nowroz be a living tradition, stretching back 5,000 years or more, with roots in Mesopotamia and even beyond?
The Kurdish story of origin tells how their ancestors escaped Zuhak's tyranny, saved by a clever trick using sheep brains. These survivors fled to the mountain, becoming the Kurdish nation. Over 1,200 years ago, historian Al-Dinawari recorded this tale. And 600 years ago, the Kurdish poet Shawis Quli wrote, here is the translation. My origin is Kurdish. My origin is Kurdish. My father is Kurdish. My origin is Kurdish. I am the lion who with a group of Kurds destroyed the chain of the army of Zuhak. This ties Kurdish identity to Nowroz's triumphs over oppression. But how old is Nowroz really? Over 700 years ago, the author Ala ad-Din Shah al-Bukhari mentioned the rulings of the Kurdish Nowroz treaties in his book Al-Ashjar wa Thimar. Ancient historians like Al-Dinawari from 1200 years ago link it to the flood myth and mound duty in Kurdistan, pointing not to southern Babylon, but to the northern triangle of human civilization. Recent studies of early farmers add to the mystery. This map reveals that the farming and settled life began over 10,000 years ago in the heart of the Fertile Crescent. From this region, early farmers migrated west to Europe and east to Persia, bringing with them not just agriculture, but also their seasonal festivals and rituals. Could one of these traditions have been celebration of renewal and the arrival of spring, what we call now Nowroz? In the 17th century, traveler Avliya Chalabi visited Kurdistan and referred to the Kurdish language. He wrote, The first town after Noah's flood was Judy, ruled by King of the Kurds. He invented a language called Kurdish, still spoken today. Even Strabo, when he visited the same area 2,000 years ago, suggested Kurdish or Kurds, the son of Triptolemus, is related to have colonized Gordin, modern Kurdistan. The mythical father of the Kurd, Triptolemus, was a demigod from Greek mythology who invented civilization and agriculture. These stories and signs suggest Nowruz may have started with the first farmers in the region, celebrated for over 10,000 years as the festival of spring. The map of these ancient farmers matched the 1947 Kurdistan map you see here. The triangle of human civilization holds Giremirazan or Göbekli Tepe, the world's oldest temple dating back 12,000 years, 7,000 years before Egypt's pyramids. It includes the Hurrian capital Washukani and Karajadag, where Ain corn wheat was first grown. There's Mount Judy, where religious sources believe Noah's Ark landed. Here, the agricultural revolution sparked human civilization, spreading beliefs and customs worldwide. Thus, historical and scientific evidence, along with the stories, point to Nowroz's origin being far older than we thought.
From the Sumerian Zagmuk to the Kurdish Nowroz, this celebration weaves a continuous thread from ancient Mesopotamia to the ceremonies of the festival in Kurdistan. To truly understand Nowroz, we must go beyond the current simplified idea that it began in Persia. Evidence suggests the festival has deep and ancient roots in Kurdistan, spreading from there to other lands. Discover more in my book, The Lost and Untold History of the Kurds. Nowroztan Piros. Happy Nowroz.